They all look the same. Boring.
Where am I?
What should I do? I'll need to explain everything, won't I?
We don't have much of a choice now. No point in keeping secrets here.
Halara? Let me explain. And that's how this mystery labyrinth involving the Nailman killings materialized.
I see. So mystery labyrinths are materialization of mysteries themselves, and the truth is encased deep within. I appear to have underestimated you. This is an amazing forte. I must admit, it's quite a superhuman power. As far as I know, no other ability comes close to this. Who are you? I refuse to think you're just a trainee detective.
To be honest, this isn't my ability.
Before you continue, tell me, who is that woman beside you?
Her name is Shinigami. I think the simplest way to describe her is that she's a guide for the Mystery Labyrinth.
That's me! I'm also Master Scaracute Mentor.
On to my next question.
You're just gonna ignore me?
You mentioned the Nailman case just now. I had heard the rumors about that around town. Why are you investigating that case?
Huh? What are you talking about? We were just investigating the Nailman case together.
The Nailman. We were pursuing that case together?
Why don't they remember?
You don't remember? There was a young boy who wanted to hire a detective and you turned him down.
That's okay. That just means Halara forgot about the amount of money we owe her. Them.
I do remember you received a request from a child about some case, and you ended up seeking my help. The cost for hiring me was 5,500,800 yen.
Dang it, they remembered.
You remember the exact amount.
But I can't remember what the case involved. I do vaguely recall investigating something.
I wonder if the localized amnesia is so that we have to figure it all out on our own?
My mind is clouded. I don't remember exactly what was being investigated or what was discovered.
Could that be?
Yeah, it's because of the Mystery Labyrinth.
Oh.
The Mystery Labyrinth is a fortress protecting the truth, so outsiders usually can't reach it. If someone did happen to wander in, their memories of the case would be locked away.
That seems disadvantageous.
Though, if you have a pact with me, you wouldn't be affected. But I guess that part of the pact can't be shared.
This is the Mystery Labyrinth's defense mechanism, then. It makes sense for a vault that protects its treasure, the truth, to have a significant level of security.
Yep, totally not strange at all. Halara here sure is smart.
Halara.
Oh, don't mind her. She gives people random nicknames.
Anyway, since my memories of the case have been taken away, I will provide a supporting role for your investigation.
Supporting role?
As long as we're in here, I will act as your assistant. Well, that's the same as our original agreement.
That means we can't rely on Halara's detective skills to blast through this dungeon. That's unfortunate, but it's still nice to have an ally.
Hey, Master, before we head into the Mystery Labyrinth, let's do that thing.
Huh? What thing?
The thing where she throws up all over the floor, probably.
Master, are you ready to give your life for the truth?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, the sword.
Well, this world is just full of surprises. I assume that sword is used to cut down enemies, interfering with your progress through the mystery labyrinth.
You're right. It's a special sword that can interact with things here.
I better materialize the solution keys I got during the investigation, too.
Blech.
That was a lot. Here you go.
Do you...
Do you have to vomit them out every
time?
What? Should I use a different hole instead?
Sorry, please don't.
Please
mind
don't. No, stop.
Alright, we're all set. Now, let's unriddle this mystery labyrinth. Our target is the true culprit who preys on the truth.
Hi, Banana.
I understand that progressing through this mystery labyrinth will allow us to obtain the truth. But what happens to us if we can't find it?
We get stuck.
We'd be lost, wandering around here forever.
But as long as we reach the truth, it doesn't matter how much time we spend here.
Oh, I forgot to mention this, but there's a time limit for solving the mystery labyrinth.
Excuse me?
Oh, what?
There's a limit to how long you can stay in here. Stick around too long and your soul will leave your body behind.
That would have been super important to know the first time we came in here.
Your soul will wander until it's eventually absorbed by the mystery labyrinth, and you vanish entirely. In other words, you die.
Why are you laughing? You should have told me this a long time ago!
Now relax, quit whining. A detective is bound to die anyway. Isn't that right, Hellara?
It's no different from our usual line of work. A detective's life is always on the line.
See? Listen up, Master. You might learn something.
You're taking this awfully well, Halara.
Yeah, they're very calm about this. He beat you up and you got jammed. Didn't you do really well? Just as good. How is Banana? Thanks for the 6-9 biddies. Two, three.
What's this?
They seem to represent the 4 crime scenes.
Oh.
I assume that solving all 4 will allow us to progress.
Oh, I see.
You see? Master, this is your job. So what's first? How about starting with the clock tower, since it was the first one you investigated?
No, go in chronological
If the
order.
numbers are set chronologically, then the clock tower would be the 4th locked room mystery.
Do we have no choice? I want to go chronologically.
The clock tower crime scene is the 4th locked room. Did you forget already?
No, I didn't forget. I just wanted to
Maybe
do
you'll have a better
one.
memory than a goldfish in the next life.
Fine, I'll do the 4th one.
To the 4th locked room?
Ah, the doll's talking to me, creepy. Yes. But who won, Banana? Hi, MT. Ah, porcelain dolls. Ah.
this is an exact replica of the clock tower crime scene. Shinigami, you didn't recreate it with your powers, did you?
No, I can only do that when I hit you so hard in the head you almost die. It looks to me like the crime scene materialized in the labyrinth on its own.
The fourth locked room is the latest chronologically, correct?
That's right. And this is also what got me involved in the Nailman killings.
What are the details of the case? Try to tell me as concisely as possible.
The crime was a locked room murder inside the storage room of a clock tower. In the middle of the room was a woman's corpse covered in countless nails.
Which means that's the corpse.
Yeah, there were also lots of dolls nailed to the walls. It looked just like one of those bizarre crime scenes left behind by that Nailman guy from the urban legend.
Hence the Nailman killings. From the look of it, the door was locked from the inside.
Yeah, it was locked until the body was discovered.
There's only one window, and its shutters were down as well. I see. So the shutters were locked too.
This is the third floor of the clock tower. It's too high up to jump from here.
So it really is a locked room of mystery.
Hey! If this is a locked room, aren't we stuck in here too? Oh no! Master! You're trapped unless you solve this mystery! Otherwise, you'll run out of time and your soul gets snuffed out! You better hurry!
Hey!
No pressure.
Huh?
Right. She does that. Where did the culprit flee from? The window.
I see.
The window.
So that's how to make the questions appear.
I'm surprised you're so calm after seeing that.
Window, window, window.
Here. It has to be here.
The culprit must have escaped through the window.
And your reasoning?
When I arrived at the scene, the window shutters were closed. It was wet underneath the window, but I could tell it was already starting to dry.
Which means the window was open not too long ago.
It's likely the culprit escaped through the window and closed the shutters on the way out.
Is it possible to close the shutters from the outside?
Yes. You open it halfway.
Yes, this style of shutter automatically locks, so if you let go of the shutters at the right height, its momentum pulls it down, and once down, it locks all on its own. In other words, the culprit held up the shutters while moving outside. Once they let go, it automatically locked.
In that case, let's try leaving this locked room in the same way!
Right, let's try it.
What are we gonna do? Jump? Uh-oh.
The Nailman killings have already been solved.
Is he that peacekeeper?
He can't with his hair.
It's a mystery phantom. The people covering up the case in the real world are manifested like that here to stop us.
You think the culprit really escaped from here? This high up? If you fall, you die. Why don't you give it a try?
Help!
Uh-oh.
Hey, don't drag me down with you!
We can't leave a guest behind, Hallara! It would be downright unmannerly! It's so simple.
Banana, please eat. That better be why you're lurking. You better be going to get food. Dealing with continuous attacks? Okay. Press the correct button when you think you have the correct answer to the questions the Mystery Phantom throws at you. Attacks are gonna keep coming, but be careful. You'll have to damage. You'll take damage if you avoid all assailing assaults. Okay.
Yuma, the Mystery Labyrinth is a manifestation of a mystery. So solving it will get us out of this, right?
I better run. I'm falling though.
I think so.
The culprit wouldn't have fallen out of the window like we did. They would need a tool to get up and down.
Ladder.
A tool?
You should have found something during the investigation. I was helping you, after all. You must have seen the answer with your own eyes. Try to remember.
Master, concentrate!
What did the culprit use to escape from the high location? Ladder, ladder, ladder!
This must be it.
Oh, they gave me the answer? What?
That's it. We found the burnt remains of that rope in the incinerator at the church.
I pressed Y to take out a sword. The answer was already there.
The culprit had used that rope to escape through the window.
What traces did using the rope leave behind? Thread. Shutter structure. Marks on the dolls.
I can't dodge it.
No? I have to read super fast. What the hey? No. No. No.
No, I can't
Oh!
dodge it.
Oh, I didn't press it fast enough. Making me think I picked the wrong answer. No. No. Yes.
The nail that was stuck in the doll under the window had some rub marks on it. The culprit must have tied the rope there. That's why those nails had been hammered in below the window.
It wouldn't be possible to climb down a rope simply hooked onto a window, unless you've had special training for it. There's no way an amateur could manage it. That can't be how things went down.
You don't know that.
In that case, it couldn't have been an ordinary rope. It must have been...
A ladder?
What's that? I can't hear you.
What were the rope's burnt remains originally? Safety line, rope ladder, rope ladder.
There's some way I can dodge it.
Ah! I wasn't given the option to choose.
It wouldn't be possible to climb down a rope simply hooked onto a window, unless you've had special training for it. There's no way an amateur could manage it. That can't be how things went down.
In that case, it couldn't have been an ordinary rope. It must have been...
What's that? I can't hear you.
Safety line, rope ladder, belt, rope ladder.
In spirit, anyway.
It didn't like my analog stick input. This is a new mechanic. Give me a minute.
Ow! We're alive, I think.
Yuma, are you okay?
Yeah, thanks. You saved me, Halara.
Correct. It's all thanks to me. Money well spent, no?
Well, it was a lot of money.
Come on! Are you two just gonna keep staring at each other all day? Let's get out of this locked room!
Right.
So this is the rope ladder in question. It certainly would help you escape.
But how did they get the rope ladder back? It wasn't left at the crime scene.
The details of the case are still unclear to me. Was this found in the church's incinerator?
That's right. It didn't concern me at the time, but it makes sense now. The rope can be folded in the middle, and then the ends can be connected together.
Oh.
And that's how they made a rope ladder.
What makes you so sure it was used here?
The nail under the window showed signs of friction from a rope, and had some yellow fibers on it. A clergy member showed me the rope's burnt remains, and I noticed it was the same yellow color. And there were footprints on the ground below the window of the clock tower, facing the wall. Thinking about it now, these were clearly signs that someone climbed down the rope ladder and landed there.
Wait, wasn't the rope ladder hitched on that nail? How did they get it down from the bottom?
The culprit could have cut it one rung at a time as they descended. By the time they reached the bottom...
Does that sound safe?
It would have been one long single rope, which they could easily pull down.
The window's shutters fell due to its weight and locked automatically, completing the locked room.
Yep, that's a stellar deduction. Major props. To me for terraining you!
Hold up, though. Oh shoot, we're gonna be questioned.
The culprit used that rope ladder to escape the clock tower. What of it?
Before he asks the question, because I'm sure he will, how did the shutters close and then lock? I don't know. Because to my understanding, if you put the shutters all the way up, it doesn't go down. But if you put the shutters halfway up, when it goes down, it locks automatically. But, like, the person who went down the ladder would have had to go really fast.
He's back!
That doesn't change our verdict at all. The watchmaker is the culprit.
No, he's not. He's afraid of heights.
Master, boom, kill the mystery phantom blocking your path!
Yeah!
Also, he wears sneakers. Ooh, my favorite segment. Clockwork Fear of Heights. Which I already have selected.
These deductions of yours are unnecessary. It's clear who the culprit is. The watchmaker was nearby at the time of the crime. The watchmaker was also at the scene. And he had a hammer for the nails. In other words, he committed the crime. After committing the crime, just as you deduced, he created that locked room.
Oh, shoot, wrong statement.
Say,
A locked room was created, right? I don't think you can refute that. Isn't he supposed to be afraid of heights? That clock tower goes up awfully high.
Right.
Yeah, if the watchmaker was the culprit, he wouldn't have been able to escape like that. I should keep listening.
Deductions of yours are unnecessary. It's clear who the culprit is.
Ow.
The watchmaker was nearby at the time of the crime. The watchmaker was also at the scene.
Ow. My face.
And he had a hammer for the nails. In other words, he committed the crime. After committing the crime, just as you deduced, he created that locked room and escaped via the rope ladder.
Oh, there it is. I just have to keep listening.
The watchmaker is afraid of heights. He couldn't even look out the windows as he went up the tower. No way he climbed a rope ladder that high up.
So it's impossible for him to have committed the crime. He's not the nail man. Damn you!
Big brain.
You said these mystery phantoms try to cover up the case, right? Which means the Peacekeeper Seth is trying to do just that.
I don't know why, but it's clear the Peacekeepers are involved with this case.
Perhaps it is connected to Kanai Ward's ultimate secret. All the more reason to seize the truth. Let's go.
Right.
Jeez, who's the protagonist here?
It's me. I have the antenna. I'm the protagonist.
By the way, Yuma, about your sword. Does it only work on cues and mystery phantoms?
When did we say that the tadpoles were cues?
The solution blade works against anything in the mystery labyrinth. So don't cut your allies by mistake, Master.
You could have told me that sooner.
Can I use that sword?
Ooh, so sorry. Only Master is able to use it because he made a pact with yours truly. You may be under the effects of coalescence, but you're just an extra here, Helara. So nope, you can't use the solution blade.
I was merely curious. Regardless, it's best I act as support, since I don't have any memories of what happened. Let's return to the case. Assuming the watchmaker isn't the culprit, do you have any notion of who is?
Yes. The nun.
I do. Halara, during the investigation, you claimed one of the people at the church is the culprit. I think I understand the reason why now. That rope was found inside the incinerator, which only clergy members could access.
In other words, whoever tried to destroy the evidence is a member of the church. Prompt and logical. I am quite impressive.
Wait, you're tooting your own horn? Hey, a treasure chest! Can I open it?
I didn't even say yes or no. It's already opening the chest.
Check it out! A new solution key!
Ooh. Persons with access to incinerator.
We're back to the original spot.
So, we cleared the first route. We just need to keep this up and go through each shrine one by one to gather clues about the culprit, which supposedly leads to solving the real-life case. I'm starting to understand how the mystery labyrinth operates.
You learn fast. Unlike a certain master I know.
If you're so impressed, why don't you just sign a pact with Halara?
Oh, are you sulking? You're the jealous kind, aren't ya?
No, I'm not.
We're short on time, aren't we? Let's move on.
Right.
I can't wait to reap the culprit's soul. What do we do next?
Number 1.
You can choose whichever you want, so why not start with the one you're most confident with?
The one I'm most confident with.
Let's see.
Okay, hang on. The first one was at the casino. I'm pretty confident about that one. The second one was at the mansion. That one I'm iffy about. And the third one was the art gallery, which I'm also iffy about. So let's go with 1.
The first locked room happened 6 months ago in a secret club in Kamasaki district. An old geezer was nailed to the wall in an underground casino. If you think you're up for it, then let's solve this thing. Are you going to the first locked room?
Yes. You're the second person that says I should cosplay Shinigami.
Oh, did we get trapped inside the mystery isn't solved, then I won't escape this place. Trapped in a cramped room with these two. Sounds kind of fun, actually.
I have no intention of playing along with your fantasies. Yuma, hurry up and take care of this.
Yeah, okay.
It's never gonna get old. Where did the culprit flee from?
I used Talara's forte with my coalescence for the first time.
She vented.
Post-cognition allowed us to see the crime scene as it was in the past. Some things were obviously different. Those are most suspicious.
Spot selection. Where did the culprit flee from? Whoop, wrong way. Up here.
Here. I know. What about the vent?
You believe the culprit escaped through the vent?
Yes, I'm sure of it. When I saw the crime scene with your post-cognition, the screws on the four corners of the vent cover were removed. Which means the culprit must have escaped from there.
How ludicrous. You're saying the culprit escaped from the vent? That's impossible.
Master, poke him full of holes until he's a makeshift golf course.
What does that mean?
Door key, nails beneath vent. I might need this one.
How ludicrous. They used the vent.
Yes.
That's utterly impossible. Think of where that vent is. Isn't it pretty high up?
Ouch,
There's
my
no
face.
way you could get there. Even if the cover was removed.
Whoa.
There's no foothold to use to reach it.
No, there is.
Flash through this mystery.
Some of the nails stuck in the bottom of the vent were bent downward. The culprit used the nails driven into the wall as footing to reach the vent. The weight caused the nails to bend.
Dun, 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 dun.
So you're forced to fight this way every time. Quite the test of endurance.
Yeah, no kidding.
However, solving the mystery itself was simple. The nails were used as footing to escape through the vent. Did you find that out using my post-cognition?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without your help, this case would have been impossible to solve.
You'll never be considered a full-fledged detective until you can handle a case like this on your own.
Sorry.
You got lectured again. Sucks to be a rookie, huh? Anyway, let's head out. We'll use the nails on the wall as footing, just like you deduced.
Right, let's hurry.
How did they put the vent back on?
The Mystery Labyrinth. Such a bizarre place. I must ask, is there no way to escape besides solving the mysteries?
You mean like an emergency exit? Unfortunately, I don't think that exists.
An emergency exit, huh? Well, there is one. Kinda.
Isn't there a spell called evac?
There is?
But it doesn't solve anything. You'll just go right back to the mess you came from. Besides, to use the emergency exit, you'll have to pay a heavy, heavy price.
And that is...
Don't worry about it. Using it here wouldn't help anyway. So, never mind. Just concentrate on solving the mystery.
Got it.
Ominous. Probably like half my lifespan or something. Gotta play the other games? Yes! Wait, have you played Danganronpa 2? I know you need to play V3.
There it is! Another treasure! So, who's gonna open the treasure chest this time? How about, whoever looks like they'd win a character popularity poll?
Shinigami, do you want to open the treasure chest?
Oh, that's me! Alright! Another solution key!
Sweet, thank you. 2 boxes! Wow! You played 2, now you need to play V3. What did he get me? He got me chocolate covered peanuts. He got me glossits. Only someone with a slender build could have used the nails as footing or escape from the vent.
Looks like another clue leading us toward the culprit.
Someone then.
Considering the culprit used those nails as footing, they would have to be nimble. And given the size of the vent, only someone thin could fit through it.
So the culprit must be thin. We're narrowing down the possibilities quite nicely.
Keep it up, Master! This is all thanks to my training.
Okay, now we're going to the cases that are a little
Alright,
trickier.
Let's keep going and solve the remaining locked rooms!
Let's go number 2.
The second locked room mystery occurred 3 months ago in that mansion. The corpse was inside the study, and the room's key was found underneath the corpse. If you think you're up for it, then let's solve this thing. Are you going to the second locked room?
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling the victim, they were killed in a different place.
There are dolls nailed across the room. The victim is nailed down in the same manner. And the culprit was also missing from this room? It shares common traits with the other nailman killings.
And we're trapped again. Looks like you gotta solve the mystery of this locked room, or we're not leaving.
I'll try.
Where did the culprit
The door
flee
was
from?
locked when the corpse was found,
On top of the door?
and the only key was underneath the body. There are no windows that could have been used to escape, and the vent is too small to fit through. So how did the culprit escape from here?
Secret painting? So actually it can't be up here because there's a grill. I'm thinking there's probably like, no, it doesn't light up. I was gonna say secret passage. This doll is highly suspicious. Mistake. Okay.
Are you curious about the doll? I'm sure your instincts are correct, but that has nothing to do with the current problem of how the culprit escaped. You must solve each problem before you, one at a time.
I understand.
Well, maybe up here then? Maybe the grill was loose? Mistake. Okay.
It's too small for someone to pass through here.
Yes, And it looks like the bars are screwed shut from the inside, so they can't be removed.
You can't escape through there.
The door itself? Like, this might be wild, but maybe the culprit let themselves out, put the key on a string, and then pulled it through this doll's eyes so that it was under the body.
Here! This has to be the spot! To leave the room, the culprit had to have taken this door to the hallway.
Huh? There's nothing special about that.
But there's no other possibility. There isn't another entrance or exit.
But the door itself was locked and the key was found under the corpse, right? After locking it from outside in the hallway, how did the culprit enter the room and put the key under the corpse?
Try it. Everything must be verified.
Sure. After committing the crime, the culprit went out to the hallway with the key in hand. They then locked the door. Assuming that's the only way to create this locked room, the problem is...
What are you going to do with that key in your hand, Master? Don't tell me you still have no idea.
Hold on, let me think this over. We should go back inside for now. Huh?
Looks like we're locked out.
This is bad, Master! You better hurry or you'll fall into the abyss!
What do I do?
Calm down. You just need to solve the mystery. Doing that will open the path. You can do it, can't you?
Yes, I'll try.
We have to put the key back in the locked room, right? In that case...
Take it, thrown in.
That's right. The key could be slid through the gap in the vent cover above the door. And if they managed to throw the key right under the corpse from here... It stopped.
But it still isn't underneath the corpse.
But nothing happened. The door is still closed.
If it was wrong, a trap would have activated. So we're on the right track about the key being thrown in.
But there's more to it than that. If you simply threw it in, it'd be impossible to position it under the corpse. I see. So this is the vital clue for this locked room. I'm beginning to understand what happened here.
Lara, have you already solved the trick to this locked room?
You haven't?
Hey, quit playing hard to get and tell us. Or just me. You can whisper it in my ear.
If you want information from me, you'll have to pay a fitting price in Xian. Of course, I don't work for cheap.
You really are a devil. Trying to take money from a death god, huh?
The key was definitely tossed inside. But that doesn't explain how it got under the corpse. So, how did the culprit pull off that trick after tossing the key in? Maybe the corpse was moved? That would explain how it was on top of the key.
Could have been moved.
But how do you move a body from outside a locked room?
Hello?
Aww, the way's completely blocked off.
But the only things here that can block our progress are mysteries, right?
That's true. So, we just need to solve the mystery.
At least give me a heads up first.
How was the corpse moved? String?
It says, how was the corpse moved?
I've been trying to figure it out for a while, but...
Evidence was left at the scene.
Huh?
If you look at the evidence, you'll understand what tool the culprit used to pull this off.
Tool?
That's all the advice I'll provide. You must figure out the rest yourself if you wish to be a true detective.
Got it.
Got it? You just want the mystery solved for you, huh? I can tell, because I'm your mentor. So, I'll help you out. Are you ready? You better be.
Huh? Ready for what?
Lay it all out, faster!
Beach episode. We hit her with string, and it was wrapped around the doll's eyes.
Try to solve it, lickety
The culprit used a to move the body. String? T.
That's right! That's right! Go, go, go! That's right! Nice!
That's right. There was evidence of a thin string being used at the scene of the crime. A sturdy and thin string like a fishing line must have been used to move the body.
You would think a tiny string could move a whole corpse.
There he is again! That rude and gloomy guy!
Well, probably not the corpse, but it could be strong enough to move the key. The key just needs to go under the body.
That deduction is wrong.
What could be wrong about it? Master sounded really confident just now.
Listen. The nails in that corpse's leg pierced through his body and into the floor.
Yeah, his legs, but look at his torso. The string could have been wrapped through the doll's eyes, underneath that guy's torso, or sorry, I guess over the torso, right? So that it kind of guided the key, and then like the body is elevated enough, like it's not stuck in place, so that the key will go where the culprit wanted it to be.
Which means the corpse was fixed in place. So how could the corpse be moved?
Oh, true. If the corpse was stuck in place, it'd be impossible to move it.
I don't sound sure. It's because every time I get new information, I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. But I'm confident in that deduction.
Indeed. It would be impossible.
So the body didn't move. It's the key that moved.
Laura, you think so too? So I was wrong the whole time?
Uh-oh.
Huh? The door!
The truth is slipping further away!
Of course it is. Because your deduction is wrong. You people will never reach the truth. This is the end.
Master, let's take him down first!
Assassin's Creed looking kind of weird. Hi, James.
Yeah.
No, I'm still going with the key move, not the body. Oh shoot, but that doesn't explain the blood splatter formation, like the way the blood went down. Doll with eyes gouged out. Bloodstains on the corpse. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bloodstains on the corpse. Door key to study. Let's keep this one equipped and see what the statements are.
Deduction is wrong.
Ow, my face.
Do you have any proof that the corpse was moved? The corpse was fixed in place. It didn't move a millimeter. In fact, that corpse shows no sign it was ever moved. That's an indisputable fact.
So, shows no signs it was ever moved. I'm gonna go with the blood splatter patterns. I'm doing good. How are you, James? Just like he said, when we viewed the scene through post-cognition, the body was fixed in place. But in order to create a locked room, it would have been necessary to move the body. In that case, there might be some evidence left behind of something being moved. Let's check the solution keys. Something being moved. This doll is made of resin, not porcelain. It looks like a thin string rubbed against the inner corners of the eyes. The blood from the nails driven into the upper and lower body is flowing in different directions. The blood stain would not look like this if the corpse was lying face up. The key to the mansion study. There are no copies of this master key. It was found underneath the body. So I'm gonna go with no signs of the body being moved and blood stains on the corpse.
Deduction.
Whoops. Oh, I have it equipped.
Is wrong.
Out my face.
Do you have any proof that the corpse was moved? The corpse was fixed in place. It didn't move a millimeter. In fact, that corpse shows no sign it was ever moved.
Slash through this mystery. No, there was evidence the body had been moved. The upper and lower parts of the body bled out differently. The blood from the lower body flowed naturally outwards, along the body's outline. But blood from the upper body looks like it flowed in a downward direction, toward his hips. If the corpse was motionless on its back, there wouldn't be such unusual bloodstains. In other words, it's safe to assume the body's position was different from when it was discovered.
Yes, the floor is made out of floor. Please no plotting. You're addicted to Disgaea recently. Uh-oh. I had a friend who played a lot of Disgaea. I think she still plays a lot of Disgaea. Hammer, thank you for contributing to the Hollow Knight challenge. Oh no, he's multiplying.
What? What's this?
Ah, gross! We gotta hurry and get through that door.
Unusual circumstances. As long as the corpse was pinned to the floor, it couldn't be moved. You can't change the truth.
Even this didn't work? Am I just wrong about it all?
No, you're correct. The answer you've reached using the evidence is the truth.
Lara!
There's no doubt a fine string was used in this case. Evidence at the crime scene indicate the corpse was moved. So all that remains is to answer, how was the pin body moved? That bizarre bloodstain holds the clue to all of this.
The bloodstain? If the bloodstain is the clue for how the body could be moved, even while pinned,
Oh, I have another theory. There were rug marks on the vent as well. So, are you telling me that, like, she had the corpse hinged, like, sitting, brought the key under the corpse, and then let go?
Master, we gotta chase after the door! It's getting further away!
Hey, wait!
I won't let you!
That's probably what happened. What position was the corpse in before it was moved? Sitting. Standing, it was upside down, upper body sitting up.
That's right! The corpse was sitting up at first. That's why only the wounds in the upper half of the body bled straight down.
What was used to sit the body upright? String? A thin string? A cardboard box? String.
The string I mentioned before was thin but sturdy. It was all over the room, holding the body's upper half in place. That's the reason only the corpse's neck had marks on it.
Oh yeah, there was a thin string mark on its neck. Oh snap. Why was the corpse lying on its back at the time of the discovery? They let go. It was moved when discovered. The string was retrieved. The string was cut. The string was cut. Okay, fine. The string was retrieved.
The culprit then retrieved all the string that kept the corpse in place from outside the door. And with nothing to support it, the top half of the corpse fell back to the floor, just like how it was discovered.
I love you too.
It appears this locked room mystery will finally be solved.
Fun, but you're kind of trying to make a world-destroying Pengu? What? Also started playing a game called Story of Season. Okay, that is like you went from one extreme to another, James. I'm trying to destroy the world, but I'm also playing Story of Seasons.
Huh? When did that happen?
Maybe you're supposed to recreate the locked room in the same way the culprit did. Master, you know the answer, right? Let's finish this!
Right.
You gotta think like the culprit, Master!
Think about how the culprit created the lock room and follow the same steps to complete the room.
Blood place is suspicious.
Inspect items following the sequence of events. Some of the items weren't used in the crime, so be careful. You want to say hi to Chet? No?
You have to recreate the culprit's locked room mystery.
Okay, recreate it. Well, we need the doll.
Maybe you got the order wrong.
Oh, the
Stay
order.
calm.
Okay, hang on.
Collect your thought. First, you need to tie the fishing line down. Find a sturdy spot where it can be easily retrieved later.
Tie the fishing line. Well, up here.
First, a knot was tied through a slit in the vent. After that, the fishing line was drawn away to another location.
Save trip empty.
In terms of sequence, It'd probably be easier to start with things that are fixed in place.
Well, the body's fixed in place.
Does this location matter? You're supposed to be searching for where the fishing line went next. Master, you said you're looking for something that's fixed in place. Why don't you search for that?
Okay, fine. The doll. Ow, my stamina. I'm probably gonna get a C for stamina again.
That's it! It passed through a doll's eye. And then the fishing line passed through the eye to somewhere else.
The body?
Right. The line was then passed around a certain point on the corpse.
Neck.
That was...
Under the head, under the neck, under the hips, under the neck.
here, behind the neck. The line ends here to support it. Now, it's clear that the line passed through the vent, the doll's eye, and ended beneath the neck.
Hang on. Why pull a line through the doll first? Can't you just start by pulling it from under the body?
Well, it probably went under the doll so that it can be retrieved.
To support the body's weight, the line needs to pass through the doll first, as it was fixed in place.
Oh.
Next, the fishing line.
Well, it probably went back through the vent.
Now, to return the line to the vent. This kept the corpse's upper torso in place. The room has been completely prepared. So next...
Next, they leave.
The culprit exited through the door and locked it with the key. And then...
They threw the key into the vent gap.
the key was thrown through the gap in the vent. If the culprit managed to drop the key next to the corpse, the only thing left was to untie the line. Then... the corpse, which was supported only by the line, would fall face up on top of the key. That's how the culprit created the locked room.
Hooray! You did it! That's my master!
We did it! We did it!
The bloodstains were strange. The length of the nails driven into the upper and lower body were different. The nails on the upper half didn't penetrate all the way through the body, but the nails on the lower half went all the way through and into the floor. That was how the lower half could be secured, while the upper half could still be moved around.
That sure was tricky, but you managed to solve the mystery behind it.
What kind of key are we getting for this?
Looks like we finally made it to the treasure chest. Speaking of, don't you think that whoever worked the hardest should get to open it?
Can I open it?
Which is me, of course.
A fishing line was used in the locked room mystery of the mansion's study.
This is probably another clue leading to the culprit. I'm not sure how we use it. Still, it must be used for something. Hold on to it for now. Let's solve the rest.
Right.
So I'm thinking they used a similar trick for 3. That's my
The
face.
third locked room was a murder that happened 1 month ago in the art gallery storage in Ginma district. Pictures and paint were scattered all around the spot where a woman was boom killed. If you think you're up for it, then let's solve this thing. Are you going to the third locked room?
That'll never not be creepy. So the dolls being nailed everywhere makes sense. Because the culprit seems to like using string to kind of manipulate the scene.
Did we get stuck inside a locked room again?
This was the corpse that was discovered by that worshipper and the art gallery employee. At the time of discovery, the door was locked and the key was nailed to a doll inside the room. Aside from the door, the only other entrance is the window, but
Too small.
it opens just enough to fit a finger in. The frame itself is too small for even a child to squeeze through. How did the culprit vanish from here?
Where did the culprit flee from? The door? The only logical explanation. There was 2 keys to this room.
Here! I think the culprit could have only escaped from here, but...
Nothing's happening. Maybe you made a mistake, Master.
No, that can't be right. It's impossible for anyone to squeeze through that window. They could have only gotten out through the door.
Could they have been hiding behind a painting and then they left when the door was opened?
I'm sure the culprit had the key and locked the door from the outside after committing the crime.
The culprit just used copy of the key? Would that really be considered a locked room mystery?
Well, there are only 2 keys to the storage space, and the design makes them impossible to duplicate. I learned that thanks to you, Halara.
One of the keys is always carried by that one employee. It was used when the body was first discovered, right? And the only other key was nailed through a doll onto a painting. So, it is a locked room mystery! Right? Right? Oh, that's totally it.
I see. I suppose you could call it that. Hey, Yuma. Can you go check outside of that window?
Oh, just like before.
Before?
Yeah, you made me do the same thing in the real world when we were investigating this place.
I see. Then the answer has already been confirmed. Very well. This locked room is solved.
How?
Huh? Wait, did you already solve this mystery?
You haven't? How about you go and check outside the window? Then even you will see.
Oh, it unlocked. Looks like you can go outside.
All right, let's go see.
What does the outside have to do with how they left?
Hey, didn't you already check this in the real world? Why do it again?
Chippy! Hello. Hi, kitty. Yeah, Ash wanted cuddles. She's like, Mama, it's nap time. Hello? Did I startle you? Oh my gosh. Can you lay on the... There we go. There, now that's not as tiring on my arm and you can still hang on tight. You haven't left your couch? That's okay, it's Sunday. Good girl.
Halara told me to check it twice. There must be an important clue outside that window.
Why are you like this? Why are you like this? She just grabbed my face. Yeah, lazy day. That's usually what Sundays are like. And it's like overcast right now. Well, at least for me anyways, it's overcast. I don't want to do anything when it's cloudy.
Hey, maybe the culprit threw the key in through the window. That way, the key would be found inside. Well, how about that theory?
No, that theory is wrong. Because it was nailed down.
Is this the storage key?
Which means...
Because of the culprit, what happened to the
This one's a
key?
freebie. I was right. Just toss it in there, Master.
No, it wasn't this. It wasn't just thrown in there.
The culprits threw the key inside? Is that really the right answer? Did the culprit throw the key in from the window?
No. Was the key thrown in? No. She's trying to pressure me into saying yes.
Away. You're gonna fall.
No.
That's the right answer?
How? Didn't the culprit throw the key in there? That's why the key was found inside, right?
No, the crime scene wouldn't end up like that if we threw it in. The key was nailed to a painting. That's not possible if you just throw it into the room.
Oh, right. But if the culprit didn't throw it in there, how is the key left in the room?
If you can't nail the key after throwing it...
Ow. My ankles.
You're back. The key vanished.
The key is in my hand.
Master, you got the doll and nail!
I see. So you're supposed to recreate the locked room in the same way the culprit did. Try it out. Doing so will create a new path.
But I don't know what I'm recreating.
Yeah, I'm gonna solve this.
Good luck, Master!
You can barely fit a finger in. You won't be able to put a doll in there.
You have to recreate the culprit's locked room mystery. First, do something about that doll.
Does the doll fit in the window?
There are a few things you have to do, but first, you need to set the conditions to create the locked room. Wasn't the doll you just obtained used somewhere?
Yeah, it was like down here or something. It was put in a painting. I don't remember which painting, but it was put into a painting. Steel ladder. This one?
Alright, first, take the painting.
Prop the painting up against the wall next to the window. Nail the key to the painting. Nail the doll to the painting. Prop the painting up against the wall.
Wait, it's too early for that step. There are other things you have to do before standing it up.
What?
The key will be nailed to the painting at the end, but you must nail something else on before that.
The doll?
The culprit nailed the doll onto the painting. Next, both were stood up at a certain location.
Well, the doll had 2 nails. Against here?
The painting was stood up facing the window.
What?
Now the part with the pierced doll is right next to the window.
What? I see where this is going. It's hot outside. Oh no, stay cool, Tommy. After that, they left.
Then the culprit went outside. The door was locked, and they went to the other side of the storage room.
Yo, this person is extra. Then they went to the window.
I can see the painting and doll through the window, but I can barely fit my hand through the gap.
The doll's got a nail in it, but the problem is that key in your hand, Master.
Yeah, the culprit took the key and then...
Thrown in through the window, nailed to the painting with the doll, hung on a nail stuck in the doll. Nailed to the painting?
The culprit nailed the key to the painting along with the doll from outside the window. Finally...
Knocked the painting towards the room, pulled out the nail stuck in the doll. Nothing else was necessary. They knocked it over.
I pushed the painting into the room. It completes the locked room mystery. This is how the culprit did it.
Dang.
It took some time, but you've reached the truth behind this locked room.
Throwing the key through the window would be obvious. So to mislead us into thinking that was impossible, the key was nailed to a painting which was then pushed over.
It's one thing for an amateur, but a detective wouldn't be tricked by this.
Seriously, only amateurs would get fooled. Wait, you mean me?
What? No mystery phantoms?
Hey, a treasure chest! Who's gonna open this one? We should let the meanest one of us open it.
How would you decide that?
Like this. I'm the meanest. Let's check out this treasure. Huh?
What's wrong?
It's empty.
What?
Huh? Why? After all we went through to solve this locked room.
This must mean solving the third locked room mystery doesn't necessarily bring us any closer to the ultimate truth.
Okay.
That's terrible. I suddenly feel so tired.
No, that's a good thing. That means we have all the information that we need to solve it.
We can't call it quits. We gotta keep going. That's it for all the locked rooms. We make a pretty good team. Don't you think so?
Well, what do we do from here? I see. The way forward is clear. It must be due to solving all of the locked room mysteries. Now let's go.
Right.
Again, I gotta ask, who's supposed to be the protagonist here?
Can I increase my stamina? I worry for my life. Skills. We are going to acquire a vitality skill. Set skill, yes. Stand by me. Reasoning, deathmatch, shorten assist abilities. Not having troubles with those. Shinigami puzzle. Remove one solution key. Remove one solution key? Oh, I don't need that. We're just gonna bring up all the vitality. Now I'm immortal. Reduce number of colored words. Incorrect solution. That just makes everything easier. I'm gonna try and beat this game without touching anything else. Well, now my arm's cold because Ash is gone.
place is creepy.
Don't be afraid to roll the dice. You must keep pursuing the truth. Emotions must be discarded to reach a perfect solution through a perfect deduction. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Two cages? 4 cages.
Is this some dungeon?
What is the meaning of this? Let me out of here!
Let me out! I'll kill your ass in the name of God!
I have nothing to do with the case.
I'm not the culprit! Let me go!
Wow, they're all here.
So now we must pick out the true culprit of this case.
The true culprit.
Yuma, you solved all the locked room mysteries before you made it here. You should have all the clues and evidence you need to accuse the culprit. To be honest, when I first met you, I thought you were rather pitiful.
Thank you.
You sure are honest.
But my opinion of you has improved. These mysteries have brought you closer to becoming a true detective. Now tie up all the loose ends and prove that I am not mistaken about you. With your logic, anything is possible.
All right, I'll try.
Ooh, somebody's guilty. My heart's pounding.
Who's the culprit? Figure it out and hit him with a dramatic finger point. Make the right choice and you'll reveal a new truth. I'm going with my gut instinct.
I'm not the nail man!
I'm not the culprit. I'm not the nail man.
How can I be the nail man?
I'm not the nail man!
Did it not work?
Don't make me kill your ass!
Considering all the evidence gathered so far, only one person can be the nail man.
It's not the nun?
I'm not the nail man!
Then it's gotta be you.
The nail man. Huh?
What?
Considering all the evidence gathered so far, only one person can be the nail man.
Then it's the priest.
How can I be the nail man?
Actually, that was a bad guess. He doesn't have access to the incinerator.
I'm not the culprit.
Really?
The culprit is you, Father.
Really? Legitimately thought it was the nun. Hi, Leon.
What? That's an absolutely
Ridiculous thing to say.
Him again? Why won't he just give up?
You're saying the priest, a man of the cloth, is the culprit? That's impossible. How dare you spew such nonsense?
right. Do not make baseless accusations. The culprit has to be someone else.
Yuma, can I leave this to you?
It's not a baseless accusation. You're the only one who could possibly be the culprit.
Master, you're acting like a real detective. Go on and boom kill him.
Oh, was the nun removed from process of elimination because of her broken arm? I thought she broke her arm going down the ladder. Also, that is a pretty sick design. Persons with access to incinerator vent to the study.
I'm a man of the cloth. Don't be like this.
Ow, my face.
It's total blasphemy. I am not the nailman. That's it. The first one to discover the bodies. The nailman is the worshiper.
No, it can't be because he doesn't have access to the incinerator.
Say,
So the nailman isn't the worshiper, it's the priest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We just have to find a way to prove it.
I'm a man of the cloth. Don't be like this. It's total blasphemy. I am not the nailman. That's it.
Ow.
The first one to discover the bodies. The mailman is the worshiper.
This is the truth! The rope ladder used in the clock tower's locked room was found in the incinerator, which only clergy can access. The worshipper may be a regular churchgoer, but he's no clergy member, so he's no longer a suspect.
Shut up! Shut up! Ridiculous!
Burnt rope remains, victim's cause of death in person.
A member of the church is the culprit? Even so, I am not the culprit. There are others working for the church. Yes, there's the servant. The servant must be the nailman.
The servant must be the nailman? No.
The servant was able to commit the crimes.
I'll slash through this mystery! Climbing up to the underground casino's window with only nails for footing would require considerable agility. Judging by the size of the window, there's no way someone of his size could have committed the crime.
No, no! Absolute lies!
Non-public information, fishing line, locked room. Whoa. Floor plan of study. What are you arguing?
The nun must be the culprit. She's dead and also works at the church. The nun was absolutely able to commit the crimes. It's not like she's afraid of heights. She used the nails to climb.
Oh gosh.
You know she's always saying, I'll kill your ass in the name of God. It's clear she's the ruthless sort.
A nailman has to be a member of the clergy and thin. If that's all, doesn't the nun also fit the bill? She's not the nailman though, I can prove it. Okay, what keys do we have? Victim of the serial killings were all strangled, but the cause of death was not publicized. Fishing line was used in the locked room mystery of the mansion study. The key's placement implies that only someone with full use of their arms could have fashioned this room. This is a questionable clue though, because she could have injured her arm recently. The mansion's floor plan and a photo of the locked room mystery both received from Halara.
Nun must be the culprit. She's dead and also works at the church. The nun was absolutely able to commit the crimes.
This is the truth! In the mansion study's locked room, the culprit tossed the key behind the corpse with perfect aim. With her dominant hand injured, the nun couldn't have done that, which means she's not the culprit.
You're not gonna rebuke that she hurt herself recently?
It's not the churchgoer, the servant, or the nun. There's only one option left. Father, it's you. You are the nail man.
Hey! Say something quick! Otherwise, they'll pin me as the culprit.
Well...
Ah! You're useless. I am a priest in service to God!
Oh no, he got bigger.
I am not the nail man!
I don't know, you don't sound very convincing right now.
What god would make you this ugly?
All your proof is nothing but fantasy! You don't have a single piece of hard evidence!
Hard evidence?
But Master, you do! It's easy.
Based on the facts, the priest must be the culprit. The decisive evidence that proves it is... I don't know. What do I do? What do I do?
A detective must always prioritize solving a case. Listen, a detective isn't an arbiter of justice. Unraveling a case is top priority, even with questionable methods.
What do you mean?
In short, you must get them to confess. Use everything in your arsenal, even if it requires bluffing.
Oh, we can lie?
Use everything?
Don't hesitate to use anything that might give you an advantage. Emotions must be discarded to reach a perfect solution through a perfect deduction. Always remember that.
A bluff? In other words, I should just claim I have solid evidence. But what could I use as a bluff?
What can I use as a bluff? I saw you in the forest? I don't know. Oh gosh, there's a lot of them. Murder case report. Whoa, 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 whoa. Murder case report. Suspicious footprints. Past nailman murderers. Or nail in painting. This information was obtained from the church worshipper who knew about the past nailman murderers. There were suspicious footprints facing the wall in the grassy area behind the clock tower, apparently made by dress shoes, though nothing further could be determined. A report concerning the clock tower murder case. Let's go with suspicious footprints.
Enough with your stupid fantasies! Everything you say is nothing but a fantasy! Do you have any proof that I'm the culprit? Did you find my fingerprints?
Mm-mm.
Did you find my blood? Of course there's no evidence! This is the truth!
Is this wrestling? That's the feeling I've been getting every time.
You left clear evidence at the clock tower's crime scene. There were footprints left under the window in the mud. When we inspected them, we found out they perfectly match your footprints.
Oh.
Impossible! I already burned those shoes in the incinerator!
Excuse me, care to repeat that statement?
You gave yourself away.
But whoops.
I swear, I only enacted justice in the name of God.
Looks like it worked. Good job, Yuma.
Thanks.
Kanai Ward is rotten to the core. To save it, someone had to get their hands dirty. Those slain were the evil incarnate that harm others. That's why the people asked the nailmen to kill them. Evil must be punished. And so, I strangled them. made them suffer. All I did was slay evil.
Well, that was easy.
Someone hates somebody bad enough, they give that name to the Nailman. And this priest went around killing those people as the Nailman.
The urban legend offered targets for murder.
A priest is supposed to be the voice of God, but he went around killing people because someone wanted them dead. What is awesome!
It's terrible. It's insane to think that he'd kill people for a reason like that.
That could be said about all murders. Insane people kill for insane reasons. Anyway, you did it, Yuma. My expectations of you weren't wrong after all.
Is it finally over? Huh, nothing's happening. But last time...
Last time was very dramatic.
Yeah, the soul of the true culprit who created this mystery labyrinth should appear. And since it didn't, it looks like this isn't over yet.
What if he was hired?
Huh? It's not over?
There are still mysteries related to the Nailman killings within this mystery labyrinth.
But we solved all of the locked rooms and discovered the true identity of the Nailman. Was I wrong? But the priest even confessed to it.
Calm down, Yuma. There's no need to panic. If the Nailman's identity is exposed and all mysteries are yet to be solved, then most likely someone else's agenda is involved in this string of killings.
Someone else's agenda?
Meaning the Nailman didn't work alone.
You mean there's another culprit?
The nun.
But...
Yuma, if you consider yourself to be a detective, you must see the truth through to the very end. No mystery concludes with a dead end. There is nothing we detectives cannot solve.
All right.
We have to review these killings from a different perspective.
Okay, so there is more to the eye. There's more to this case.
Out of the 4 locked rooms, if any of them were hiding a mysterious secret, it would be the room that's obviously different from the others.
The room that's obviously different from the others. Which one sticks out more as being different? The art gallery. We didn't use the paint can clue yet.
Different.
Master, I get the feeling you might help. Isn't that right? That's what you want, right?
Huh?
Oh, fine. I can't say no to you when you're so helpless like that. Okay, Master, lay it all out.
Number 3.
Are you ready to play
This locked room is different from the others because of the victims. Oh dear. The victim's 5-letter root. 5-letter word. Root? The...
Twirling, twirling, twirling.
Ah, rude. I need a hint, please.
Tick-tock.
Why do you keep throwing up these keys? The victim was strangled, which wasn't made public. Okay.
Only 30 seconds left.
That doesn't help? The back of the female's corpse's head had... Oh, blunt force trauma! That's right! Okay, so what word do we use? The victim's death? I completely forgot there was blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Whoops. I was hyper focused on the paint can that was knocked over, which is probably very trivial information. Last checkpoint? That was not a big brain move. That was a very little brain move.
Out of the 4 law, it would be the
Different.
Master.
Huh?
Oh, no. Let's work together as a team. That's right. That's right. Nice. Go, go, go. Great.
Laser beams get me every time.
A new path's opened up. It seems to be a hidden passage. If so, then the truth should be somewhere down there. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wonder what would have happened if I picked the wrong barrel.
I see. So the cause of death for the victim at the art gallery storage is the only one that's different.
No one's gonna question where the beam came from. Her eyes, obviously. She's a god. She can do whatever she wants.
Right. The victims in the other locked rooms were all strangled to death. All had strangulation marks and scratches, defensive wounds. The victim in the third locked room had strangulation marks, but no signs of resisting. There's also evidence of blunt trauma to the head, which can be considered the fatal blow.
The marks could have been made after the victim died, so as to appear as if strangulation was the cause of death. The real cause of death is blunt force trauma.
An imitation murder, maybe?
Here's another obstacle, but it's likely to be an insignificant one. Yuma, let's solve this mystery and move on.
Can we admire the skeletons dancing in the background?
Right.
Every time. Why was the cause of death made to look like strangulation? Imitation. Coincidence. The work of the priest. The work of a copycat.
Right here!
Are we gonna get a 2-for-1 deal with this one?
The strangulation was faked to imply this crime had the same perpetrator as the other 3 incidents. By making the crime scene as similar as possible, it appeared like the mailman was responsible for an unrelated murder. Which means this was a copycat crime.
I agree.
Alright, culprit number 2. I got your number.
Among the string of mailman killings, there could be some that were done by copycat criminals.
That has to be why the mystery labyrinth still remains, even after discovering the mailman's identity. So who is the copycat criminal?
Oh, shoot. I want it to be the nun, but the worshipper is also highly suspicious.
Indeed, we need to uncover this imposter's identity.
All right.
The child?
You're
No.
accusing me of being the copycat criminal? What the hell? I'll kill your ass! Don't make me kill your ass.
Really?
The culprit can only be the copycat by having info about the other crime scenes. So it has to be that person.
The worshipper.
You're accusing me of being the copycat?
I told you already. I have nothing to do with this.
He's always the first at the crime scene, so he would have the information that's not
You are
publicized.
the copycat criminal.
Huh? Me? What are you talking about? I told you all about the nailman, and even cooperated with your investigation. And now you think I'm a murderer? Are you fucking kidding me? This is crazy. Your investigation isn't worth shit. I'll crush you to dust, you filth!
He looks a lot more terrifying than the last person. Oh dear. Woman's corpse, past nailman murderers. Whoa, 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 whoa. Past nailman murderers, victim's neck. Non-public information. Round 2 for the championship. Right.
Why accuse me of being the culprit? I was just first on the scene. Why do you think I'm a copycat criminal? It could have all been the nailman.
I mean, maybe you all are guilty.
Time, yeah? Even if there was a copycat criminal, why is it me? The servant could be the copycat. The nut could be the copycat. Anyone could have done it.
Anyone could have done it. So we had the cause of death could have been different every time, and anyone could have done it. The nailman incident was the talk of the town, so couldn't anyone be the copycat killer?
Except
But in order to copy the crime, you would need to know the details of the case. Were those details widely known? Let's check the solution keys.
Why accuse me of being the culprit?
So non-public information seems to be the right key.
Why do you think I'm a copycat criminal?
First on the scene.
It could have all been the nailman. The cause of death was just different each time, yeah?
No. Oh, that's not the right statement? Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry.
knew it.
The change in the cause of death is no coincidence. It's because it was done by a copycat. Hey, Master. According to the solution key, the cause of death for each victim wasn't made public. The copycat tried to cover up the cause of death, right? Why would they do that?
In that case,
Because they had seen the bodies and only one of the suspects could have done that. First on the scene.
Why accuse me of being the culprit? I was just first on the scene.
No! He really was the first to find the body, so you can't deny that statement. Oh, I mean, I was kind of trying to agree with it. That solution key says only the peacekeepers knew all the victims were strangled, right? them and the first person at the crime scene. Seeing the bodies would show the causes of death after all. So, wouldn't that mean only a peacekeeper or the person who found the bodies could have copied the crime?
Why accuse me of being the culprit? I was just first on the scene. Why do you think I'm a copycat criminal? It could have all been the nail man. The cause of death was just different each time, yeah? Even if there was a copycat criminal, why is it me? The servant could be the copycat. The nun could be the copycat.
Ow! Oh, my face.
Anyone could have done it!
Let's slash through this mystery. The cause of death in the art gallery was blunt force trauma, faked as a strangling to resemble the nailman's MO. But the murders all being strangulations wasn't made public right away. The only ones who knew that were those who actually set foot on the crime scenes. That includes the nailman himself, the peacekeepers, and the first eyewitnesses on the scene. Which means you! You could have committed the murder in the art gallery.
Master, after him! Beat some sense into that sensitive, nonsensical bit!
The what?
Chase team.
For the first on the scene to also be the culprit is rather cliche.
He was always suspicious, but because the real nailman was someone else, I didn't connect the dots. He was fascinated by the nailman, and by studying him, he eventually knew more about him than anyone else. Ultimately, he became the nailman.
It's ironic that he exposed his own crime by knowing too much about the other ones.
Master, the truth is right there! My radar is banging like crazy!
Banging?
Interesting word to use.
Go away! I won't let you! You have the truth!
Looks like we've arrived at the final stage.
If we make him submit, we'll completely solve the mystery labyrinth! Master, don't let your guard down!
Yeah.
I'm gonna forget what button to use for walls, balls, and vines. Vines? Thorns? Time for our kaiju scene. Nom.
Let's do this, Master!
You will never destroy this board! Damn you! Stop it!
Oh, B, 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 B. I'm trying to press X.
Damn this! Stop with your lies! Everything was done by the nailman! I'm not the culprit! How dare you accuse me when you have no proof? You didn't even check the crime scenes back then!
Pass on, Forte.
You're wrong! Huh? Come on! Thanks to Halara's forte, we were able to see what each crime scene looked like at that time.
My power allows me to see the moment the first witness saw the crime scene. Not the culprit, not the victim, but how it appeared when a third party first entered.
We used post-cognition to gather all the evidence.
Time to outcount!
Wrong! Shut up! Stop it! Get away from me! Damn it! Why you? Get away from me! Get away! Get away! Who cares if you use post-cognition? You only saw what I saw as the first person on scene. No clue will help lead you to the culprit. You're never gonna find the culprit. What you saw is only what I saw the moment the corpse was discovered.
What you saw is only what I saw the moment the corpse was discovered. Oh gosh. Can we use the paint can? Is that relevant? Is it actually relevant?
Halara's post-cognition showed us that the paint can at the gallery storage entrance had been knocked over. And according to the art gallery staff member's testimony, that was your doing. You went into the crime scene first, and the art gallery employee behind you noticed you knocking over the paint can. But Halara's post-cognition only shows the scene when the corpse is first discovered. So if you were the first person to find the body, the scene before the paint can fell over would have been recreated. But it wasn't. The paint can had already been knocked over when the corpse was discovered. That means the first person to find the corpse was the art gallery staff member, not you.
Ooh.
The reason you didn't count as the first person to find it is because you're the culprit. This is the truth of the case.
The slow motion makes it so much more dramatic. Seeing a giant Shinigami destroy everything in her path is rather funny. Why?
Master, finish him! Shove all your evidence into the solution blade and slash as hard as you can!
Does that mean that the follower is gonna die and not the priest? Go back. Where did the culprit leave the room from? This was the vent. And then this one, what did the culprit use to climb the wall? Nails. And then what did the culprit tie to the vent? Fishing line. What did the culprit pass the line through? The doll's eyes. Where did the culprit pass the line through last? The door again? Oh, the back of the neck. Then we're at, this is the second crime scene. This is the third crime scene. What was nailed to the doll? A key. And what did the culprit use to escape? A rope ladder, which doesn't seem to be available. Who is the nail man? The priest. What do I have here? Incinerator, rope ladder. Oh, I do have a rope ladder. What did the culprit use to destroy evidence? Incinerator. Who is the copycat?
Step right up, step right up! A series of locked-room murders based on an urban legend. Will we discover the true identity of the Nail Man? Truth bombs are about to be dropped! Time for the deduction denouement!
To solve the mystery of this string of events, we have to know who the Nail Man is first. The Nail Man is an urban legend of Conaiward. You write down the name of someone you want dead, and drive a nail through it and a doll to a tree behind the church. And the Nail Man will kill that person for you with a countless number of nails.
A string of murders exactly like that urban legend began half a year ago.
All of the crime scenes featured a corpse and dolls nailed down within a locked room. The first murder happened 6 months ago at a secret club in Kamasaki district.
The victim was none other than the geezer who owned the place, and the cause of death was strangulation. I heard the buy-in to place a bet was pretty steep, and cheating was rampant, so it was obviously a scummy place.
The key to the door was inside of a glass. And the vent that connects outside looked too high for escape to be possible.
The culprit used the nails driven into the wall as footholds to climb. The proof? Why, the nails that were bent downward.
The vent was not screwed down at the time of the murder, so it could easily be removed and used as an escape. The second murder happened 3 months ago. It was at a mansion near Ginma district.
The victim was some real estate agent who lived there, and the cause of death was again strangulation. He made a lot of money through shady real estate deals, so of course someone would be out to get him.
The door to the crime scene was the only possible entrance. But the key to that door was underneath the nailed-down victim. After the culprit escaped, some sort of trick was used to get the key back into the room.
A fishing line passed from the vent through the eye socket of the doll and propped up the upper body of the corpse. All that was left was to exit the room, lock it, throw the key in from the vent, and boom! You got yourself a locked room mystery!
The key was tossed under the victim from the vent, and once the fishing line was retrieved, the corpse's upper body fell over, completing the crime scene.
The nails in the upper body didn't pierce through completely, so it wasn't nailed down at all.
The third murder happened 1 month ago in an art gallery storage room in Ginma district.
The skank's cause of death was blood force trauma! She was a pretty lady who let her looks get to her head, and she got boom killed.
The key to the storage room was nailed to a painting through a doll. Another trick was used to get the key back inside the room here.
The painting with the doll nailed to it is propped up against the window, and then the culprit left the room. They nailed the key to the painting through the window, knocked it over, and bam! All done!
Those are the truths behind the past 3 cases. Now, there's been another murder at the clock tower in Kanai Ward.
The woman's cause of death was strangulation. Since you told that kid you'd take care of it, we've got to solve this case.
The clock tower crime scene is rather high up on the 3rd floor. The door was locked from the inside, and the window shutters were also locked. But there was rainwater under the window, and the nails in 2 of the dolls had rub marks.
In other words, the culprit must have hung a rope ladder from the dolls to escape out the window. With my logic, anything is possible.
Why are you imitating Halara? Anyway. The killer cut their footing on the way down from the window. That way, they could just pull on one side of the rope to retrieve the whole thing.
That is such a risky move.
Under their own weight, so they locked once the rope was collected. I'm surprised you noticed the auto-locking feature. You sure love your shutters, Master.
The rope ladder was collected, then burned in the church incinerator, which only clergy have access to.
That's how we know the mailman must be someone from the clergy.
But one question arose from this. The mailman killings share one more characteristic. All the victims were murdered by strangulation. This piece of information wasn't publicized.
The present death in the art gallery murder was blunt force trauma. The strangulation marks were added later.
Which means that it was someone mimicking the mailman. But I already know the identity of the copycat killer. First, the mailman must be someone thin enough to pass through the vent.
Someone with the skills to throw the key with precision.
And someone affiliated with the church.
The priest! You're the mailman!
And the copycat is someone who knows that all of the victims were strangled to death.
Because he was the first witness in each case, the person capable of replicating the mailman's crimes is...
The worshipper! You're the copycat criminal!
We're getting a 2-for-1 deal.
This is the truth of the case!
What's that?
It's the truth. The soul of the true culprit who built this mystery labyrinth.
I see. It looks otherworldly, but there's an ominous air around it.
Thank you, Halara. I was only able to make it this far thanks to you.
I only kept my part of the deal. You made the right choice hiring me. But I will say one thing. You've taken another step toward being a detective. That much is certain. I, Halara Nightmare, acknowledge you.
Really, Halara? You do?
Yay! Oh.
All right, all eyes on Shinigami.
We were having a moment?
What's about to happen?
Oh, isn't it obvious? It's the moment we've all been waiting for! Time to boot kill the bad guy! Surging bloodlust. Overflowing despair. The brilliant soul Shinigami shall expunge this cursed case! Down to all deplorables! To the final mystery labyrinth!
Music is too happy for an execution.